Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 10, Episode 20, Secrets Revealed. Okay, I wasn't sure I was going to recap this episode, but then I remembered a couple of years ago, Beverly Hills had a really good Secrets Revealed, to the point where I couldn't understand why this stuff wasn't in the regular season because it was just one gem after another. I'm not going to say this is on par with that. It isn't, but I still feel like it was worth a watch and a recap. So let's get started. We start with the screen black and it just says 7:42 p.m. reunion night. Apparently this is right after the reunion ended. They had had their toast and everything. You remember those very moving words from Dorit. May the only pain in your life be champagne. Still brings a tear to my eye. So after that, everyone looks like they're grabbing their phones and getting up. And Andy said, wait a second, guys. We still have a couple more things to do. And then you hear a producer off camera say, yeah, we have a couple of questions for Secrets Revealed we want to get through. Also, side note, Sutton is back. I don't know if you guys remember, but we had to say goodbye to her before the final toast. So it's good to see her back in her little Brady Bunch cube. While they're waiting for everyone to set up, Dorit goes, Erica! And I didn't think that was possible, but Erica's eyes get even bigger when Dorit calls her name. And Dorit goes, look, a Gucci ice cube. I don't know if Dorit just reached in and fished this out of her drink with her bare hands, but it does look like it's kind of dripping down her hand as she holds out the ice G. I love her. Kyle kind of mutters to no one in particular. I always call the Secrets Revealed episode, you thought you could get away with. And what's going to be revealed about you, Kyle? The fact that nothing will be revealed because you call all the shots here? Not a secret. We already know. In fact, her whole thing was just, this was a conversation they were all having in a van on the way to somewhere. It was when they were on a trip and all the ladies, are riding together somewhere. And they're having a conversation about edibles. Kyle said, I'm really trying to be more open-minded about it now that it's legal. Unlike Mauricio, who has managed to fully embrace it. I guess she had a bad experience when she was a teenager. She was paranoid. Does that surprise anybody? Honestly, if you ask me, the reason this scene was cut is because it's very shaky. I don't know who was filming it. It looks like it was filmed on someone's phone. Then we have a scene with Denise and Garcelle. If you guys don't know what this Secrets Revealed is, these are all never before scenes. So now we see Denise and Garcelle in New York City. This was early on in the season when they were there for Fashion Week and Kyle's fashion show. So the two of them are meeting for a drink. And Garcelle had just gotten there. She came from Nashville where she had just filmed a sex scene. So they were kind of talking about that a little bit. She said, it's just so weird. I just met the guy an hour before and now I'm straddling his lap. And I guess how weird it is that that's part of their job, She did say he was very nice and professional. She didn't say who it was. So I do kind of want to know the actor's name, if it would have been somebody we know, I don't know. There's a scene at Denise's house with Aaron and her daughter Lola. Lola is heading off to a chili cook-off, and she has apparently cut the bottom of her tank top to be like a crop top, but Denise doesn't like how short it is, and she's like, you're not going dressed like that. Her daughters keep throwing back in her face stuff like, you did this kind of thing when you were our age. I guess Lola sneaked out of the house to go get pancakes at 2 a.m. with a friend. So she's having a hard time with them. But she's like, they've got a point. So far, these never-before-seen scenes could have remained unseen. We see Rinna, Erica, Teddy, and Denise in New York, walking the streets of New York. This had to be during the same time period when they were all there for Kyle's fashion show. And, they're walking around. They pass by Limelight. They're talking about who was there when it was a nightclub and who wasn't, and just kind of what New York City was like in the 80s. It's just, I don't know. I'll tell you, the thing that struck me the most about this scene was how innocent it seems, knowing what we know now. I don't know, they were all getting along and Denise was laughing and they were having fun with her. It just seemed so sad then to know that they all turned on her and the way this, I don't know, it bothers me to now know how bad everything went. And oh my God, you guys, I cannot believe this got cut from the show because the four of them head to Brooklyn now for axe throwing. Yes. How could this have been cut? Isn't this a mandatory scene for Housewives? I've said it before, I'll say it again. Axe throwing is the new vaginal rejuvenation. It has to be done. I don't think you have a choice in the matter. It's probably part of the contract. Rinna asks this hipster kid that works there if they can get drinks, and he's like, yeah, sure. Not only is she dressed like Liza Minnelli at this dive bar, but she asks for a glass of Chardonnay. And he's like, yeah, so our wine comes in cans. Of course it does. Denise throws a bullseye her first time up. In her talking head, she says, well, you know, I grew up in Illinois. I think I threw an axe when I was like 5 years old. Huh? Sorry, I've lived in Illinois my entire life. I still live there and never threw an axe. Okay, so you guys remember that Kyle's home got broken into? She talked about it at the reunion last year. Well, apparently she was saying that some of the jewelry and purses and things that were stolen were gifts from her mother, or they were items that belonged to her mother that can't be replaced. Well, she tells us she's got this really crazy story. An agent who works at the agency, either Diane Keaton is a client of theirs or there's some connection to Diane Keaton with this person. Kyle saw on Diane Keaton's Instagram a post of this woman's hands. On her hands is, I guess, one of Kyle's mother's rings. So Kyle reached out to that agent, said, you know Diane Keaton, find out what's going on. Apparently, Diane Keaton just took the picture of this woman's hands. She was just like a psychic that she had come across on the street, like, or something. Diane Keaton didn't know her, but she just took a picture of her hands, I guess because her nails were like really long and wild looking. So she didn't know how to reach her or anything about this woman. So Kyle hired a PI to search for this fortune teller woman. And I guess Teddy has been helping her. Teddy went with her to the private investigator's office. And then, I don't know, they thought they saw someone that could be her, and that was a weird scene. But like most of Kyle's stories, this ends up going nowhere. Kyle said, well, yeah, I mean, I got really busy, and so we just kind of gave up the search for now anyway. Isn't that what the private investigator is for? Why did you have to search for this woman? That made no sense to me whatsoever. We have one little scene with PK and Dorit. They're heading to the mediation for her lawsuit. As you recall, her Beverly Beach partner suing her because he wanted more of the profits or something. And so they did settle in mediation. I think we learned that in episode 1. But this scene was cut. It probably needed to be. The most annoying part of this is that Dorit comes downstairs all dressed and ready to go see the attorneys or whatever. And she's like, PK, we need to leave soon. Well, all right, babe, but I need something to eat and some coffee. And he's in like a scruffy like t-shirt and sweat shorts. And all right, so what happens next, this is the annoying part to me, is that Dorit, all dressed and ready to go, rushes around her house. Now, they had just moved in, so everything was still like in boxes and not fixed yet. She gives him a cup of coffee, and she's making him some toast with peanut butter. But she's rushing around trying to find everything while he just stands there and complains about the mediation thing. This mediation is a snooze fest. I almost feel like you shouldn't make any effort today, babe. This scene is a snooze fest, and I almost feel like you didn't make an effort, PK. Now go get dressed and make your own toast. We learned that Garcelle's new home was threatened by the wildfires. Thankfully, it did not get to her neighborhood, I guess. But you know what? Gosh, this reminds me of last season and Camille's house and Denise being evacuated. My heart goes out to the people in California. I believe at this point things are contained, but it's been extraordinarily rough, and I can imagine terrifying. Did Kyle, pick and choose all the scenes for this Secrets Revealed? Because now we have another big scene with Kyle. I forgot. Earlier there was a little scene with Kyle and Farrah at a jewelry store, and they talked about, are you going to get married to Alex? I guess it's Farrah's boyfriend of 2 years. And she goes, I hope so. One day I think we will. And so she's trying on this enormous diamond. I don't know what that whole scene was about. But now we have another scene with Farrah in it. Maybe she's gunning for Farrah to be a new housewife. That would be interesting. A mother-daughter thing. We've had mothers and daughters on before, but I don't think we've ever had a mother who was the housewife and now her daughter is old enough to become her own housewife. I think that's what Kyle is trying for here. Maybe Kyle just wants the show to be, oh my God, you guys, with Keeping Up with the Kardashians ending, how much you want to bet Kyle is gunning for a show about her family? Let's have Kim, Kathy, Paris and Nikki, and Kyle's daughters on. Why not? Anyway, this scene is dumb. It's Kyle and Erica, Farrah, her boyfriend Alex, and his mother Versa. I guess Alex is the Beverly Hills car club owner or something. And so they go to this showroom where he's got all these classic cars. We find out that this one 1961 Mercedes is worth $975,000, and I don't know. It's dumb. Kyle finds a Jaguar that is the same year as the one her parents had, and she talks about how, there were no seatbelts back then, and that she and her sisters would jump in the back seat, and if they were fighting, her mom would slam on the brakes to get them to stop. So she and Erica go take it for a test drive. Whatever. She's really bad at driving stick. Erica's helping her. It doesn't seem to make sense why Erica didn't just drive it, but whatever. Next, another one of Kyle's daughters. Alexia is showing Amelia and Lisa Rinna the apartment for Amelia. And I guess this is the one she ends up with. I'm not sure. I know what she ends up with was $5,700 a month, and this place is $5,700 a month. We get a little more info about the apartment. We see the inside, and it's nice. It's small. It's 900 square feet, but it's also almost like a hotel. Because the amenities are, there's a sommelier who will come up to your apartment, and you can get room service and stuff like that. Now we get what we all came for. Bravo, bravo, effing bravo. We find out where that came from. Andy asks Denise, where did you even hear this? And she said, I learned it from Kyle. And Kyle's like, me? No. Rinna said it was her. Erica, yep. Okay, nobody asked you, Erica. But Lisa goes, yeah, I thought it was me. It sounds like something I would say. Okay. Denise goes, well, maybe it was both of you. Andy, well, what happens when you say bravo, bravo, bravo? Does it ruin the scene or something? And Denise said, yes, I was told if you say bravo, 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 then that footage won't be aired. Kyle says something weird like, oh, that was just like season 1. We used to say bravo, bravo, bravo. During a break, we were like powdering our nose or reapplying our lip gloss. And then when the cameras would start again, we'd be like bravo, 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 like wait till we're ready or something. I'm not buying that. Denise is like, whatever, just roll the footage. I know you will. And they do. It's the dinner scene after that launch party that Lisa Rinna's daughters had, and now they were all at the dinner. Let the mouse go dinner. Kyle and Denise were kind of getting into it. Kyle kept saying, Denise, no, I'm not trying to Denise, I'm not trying to start something. And Denise is like, Kyle, knock it off. You know exactly what you're doing. It was about the day of Teddy's all-in retreat. When Denise came late, Denise said she worked, and then Kyle said that later you said that you weren't working that day. And Denise goes, yes, I was working that day, Kyle. What are you trying to do here? Which makes me think that Denise probably did say something like that in a text. But honestly, who cares if she came late and missed a lettuce lunch and a yoga class? They all missed that class, by the way. Let's not forget that scene. Kyle, who is, such a staunch defender of Teddy and getting mad at Dorit for doing a photo shoot and coming late, and Denise for saying that she was working, but she really wasn't, and that's why she came late. Okay, we get that you didn't come late, Kyle, but so what? You didn't even go to that yoga class. We all remember that scene of Teddy right before the class, quietly rolling up all the yoga mats with her friends' names personalized right on there. Yeah, I think there was like some Sarah McLachlan music playing in the background. Oh yeah, tugging at our heartstrings. And you know what? It worked. Because after that, I wanted to adopt a Teddy of my own. Anyway, so Denise is like, bravo, bravo, bravo. And, to be fair, if this is something that the women use, they definitely didn't seem like they knew what the hell Denise was doing. Dorit was like, what happens now? So I don't know. I don't know who told Denise that. If it's done, it's not done often. But you know what, you guys? If you ask me, this was the turning point for the others. I think this is when they decided enough with Denise effing Richards. She's trying to control her narrative. She's got production in a tizzy. She's like, I'm not Chris. I'm calling for Chris. And a producer does come over to the table, and he's pissed. He's like, Denise, you were at work this morning. You came late. Don't worry about it. Just get back to reality. I just think Denise kind of trying to pull rank and acting like a movie star and controlling everything was very off-putting to these other ladies, particularly the OGs, and even more specifically, Kyle. I think that was a turning point for Kyle, and I think at that point, Kyle may have been looking for dirt on Denise. And she didn't have to look too far. Not with Brandi Glanville as her sister's sidekick. I feel like I'm just kind of figuring all this out right now. You guys probably already had these thoughts, but I am slow and I'm usually somewhat trusting. But yeah, this scene feels like it was probably a turning point. Well, we are going to finish this off with something sweet like Sutton's birthday party. Rinna was joking about how every year Dolce & Gabbana give her a crown for her birthday, which is true. But this year, instead, they gave her a toaster. And Lisa's like, I don't know what you have to do to go from getting a crown to a toaster, but... Okay, but you guys, this toaster is so cool. If I can find some pictures of some of the other pieces, I'm going to put them up here right now because Dolce & Gabbana did a collaboration with Smeg. And they've got like a stand mixer and a toaster and like a microwave or something. They have all these like small appliances that are gorgeous. They're just gorgeous, and I want every single one of them. I won't be getting them because the toaster alone is $650, but a girl can dream. And for the record, I would rather get a Black & Decker toaster than a Crown. At least I would get some use out of the toaster. All right, so everyone arrives at Crustacean, the restaurant where Sutton is having her birthday party. And of course, it is gorgeously decorated. And in the middle of the room, there is a large human-sized bird cage with her birthday cake like on a swing. Everyone sits down at the long table to have dinner, and of course there are place cards. And they start off with tuna cigars. Oh, guys, that sounds really wrong. And I don't ever want to say the phrase tuna cigar again. But in Sutton's confessional, she said, as long as it's not lobster, because I am severely allergic. Or pine nuts. We don't want to surprise me with a pine nut souffle, because I might die. Or have to go to the hospital on the back of a horse. True story. Okay, that wasn't the only odd thing. We get to see Sutton, I think, maybe tipsy, because she starts to walk behind people, and she's standing behind Dorit. I should have said that Dorit has another braid nest on the back of her head. Not quite as elaborate as the one she has for the reunions, but, similar. And Sutton is standing behind Dorit's chair, and she kind of hooks her fingers into the braids a little bit. To say that Dorit doesn't like that Sutton is doing this would be an understatement. Dorit looks annoyed. Sutton moves on to playing with Rinna's hair and then says, I'm just trying to be fun. Okay. And I guess that's about it, guys. I guess nothing was really a secret, but still some entertaining stuff. Oh, did I mention that Sutton gets in that cage at the end? Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's just trying to be fun. All right, thank you so much. I think this is finally it for Beverly Hills Season 10, guys. Who knows? I could be back next week with something new they come out with. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Like this video if you did. Leave a comment down below. What was your favorite scene of the season? And was it in the secrets revealed? Probably not. All right. Thanks, guys. Stay safe. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.